Friends, once again welcome to part 2 of stereochemistry of dye-substituted cyclase. Myself Dr. T.V. Pawar, LVH Arts Science and Commerce College, Panchavati, Nasik. In this part, we are going to study the 1,2 dye-substituted cyclohexane. So, let us start with this slide 1,2 dye-substituted cyclohexane. 1,2 dye-substituted cyclohexane exerts two geometrical isomers. One is the cis and trans. So first of all, we are going to the cis isomers. In the cis isomers, the methyl groups are axial and equatorial, or equatorial and axial. Here, why this geometrical isomers? Why this conformation is called as a cis conformation, or why this is called as a cis isomer? Because here both the methyl group or both the substituents are projected on the same side of the general plane. This is also projected above the plane, this is also projected above the plane, means projected on the same side of the general plane, so they are cis isomers. Now structure 1, axial methyl group, there are relative 2 axial hydrogens to this C1CH3, so this is structure 1, and structure 1 flip into structure 2. Here in the structure 2, when flip, here carbon number 1 of the cyclohexane is above the plane, it goes to the below the plane, and the axial hydrogen becomes equatorial, and this methyl group, axial methyl group becomes equatorial, and methyl at C2 becomes a axial. So this becomes a structure 2, and if we place the mirror in between them, then there is formation of mirror image. The conformation 3, 1 and 3 are mirror image of one another, and these mirror image are non-superimposable mirror images. So structure 1 and 3 are enantiomers of one another, and when 3 flips into structure 4, then the structure 4 is the mirror, becomes a mirror image of structure 2. So structure 2 and 4 becomes a non-superimposable mirror images, and they are enantiomers. So there is 2 pairs of enantiomers, structure 1 and 3, and another pair, structure 2 and 4. Now this can be explained by using the optical isomerism and relative stability. So in the next part, we are going to explain optical activity and relative stability. So as the structure 1, 3 enantiomer, 2, 4 enantiomers, and all these isomers, there is no any type of symmetry, no element of symmetry. So all these are expected to the optically active, but actually the compound is optically inactive. Cis 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexanes are optically inactive. Now question arises, if there is no any plane of symmetry, center of symmetry, or there is no any element of symmetry, then they should be optically active, but they are optically inactive. This can be explained by using these points. Conformation 1 and 3 are enantiomers, but when flip 1 into 2, 2 and 3 are identical. Means structure 1 flip to 2, but structure 2 is identical to its enantiomer, and structure 1 and 4 are identical. When structure 3 flip into structure 4, then 1, 4 are identical. So overall there is become a racemic mixture, equal proportions. Optical activity of 1 is exactly cancelled by optical activity of 3, because these two are equivalents. That means racemic mixture, and because of racemic mixture, overall the molecule becomes optically inactive. Now relative stability. Here, one methyl is in axial position, another is a equatorial position. When axial methyl position, it's interact with the axial hydrogen, or this is gauge to the, suppose here in this molecule C1CH3 is gauge to the carbon number 3, C1CH3 again gauge to the carbon number 5. Two gauge interaction, or it's another word, there is a 1,3 diaxial interaction between C1CH3 and C5H, and one gauge interaction has a 0.9 kilocalorie per mole. Similarly here, C1CH3 axial is 1,3 diaxial interaction with the C3H, and it has a 0.9 kilocalorie per mole. And the third interaction, that means there is two butane gauge interactions, two diaxial interactions having 0.9 kilocalorie, total become 1.8. But both the methyl groups, the bulkier methyl groups, are gauged to one another, and that's a 0.9 kilocalorie per mole. How they are gauged, we can show by using the Newman projection. Now question arises, how we can represent the Newman projection. So this is the molecule. The molecule, this is your front sides. Carbon number 2 and 4 is front to you, and carbon number 1 is back to you. The back carbon is generally represented by the circle. So this is carbon number 1, and on the carbon number 1 there is axial methyl group and another equatorial hydrogen. Carbon number 1 is represented by circle. It is attached to the carbon number 2, that is front to you, and the front carbon is denoted by the center of circle, and it is named as a carbon number 2. At the carbon number 2, equatorial methyl group is there, this one, and the axial hydrogen. This carbon number 2 is attached to the carbon number 3, and carbon number 3 is attached to carbon number 4, and this is also front to you, so it is represented by the center of the circle, carbon number 4. And on the carbon number 4 there are one axial and one equatorial hydrogens, equatorial and axial hydrogen. Carbon number 4 is attached to carbon number 5 and it is back to observer, so it is represented by the circle, carbon number 5. And carbon number 5, there is one axial and one equatorial hydrogen. You can put it in this way, in the Newman projection formula. Now carbon number 5 is attached to carbon number 6, and carbon number 6 is attached to carbon number 1. This is become a Newman projection formula, and in this Newman projection formula, here red colored both methyl groups are clearly shown there is a one gauge interaction, and one gauge interaction has a 0.9 kilocalorie per mole. So total becomes 0.9 multiplied by 3, 2.7 kilocalorie per mole. So total interactions are 3 gauge interactions, and one gauge interaction is 0.9 kilocalorie per mole. So total energy becomes, here so one second gauge interaction, second one here gauge interaction means this CH3 to C3, CH3 axial to gauge to the C5, this 1,3 diaxial interactions, and this one gauge interaction, total 3 gauge interactions, 0.9 multiplied by 3 becomes 2.7 kilocalorie per mole. The energy of this molecule becomes 2.7 kilocalorie per mole. Now trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane. In the trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane, both the methyl groups are not projected on the same side. One is projected below the plane, another projected above the plane, so it is a trans. So structure 1 flip into structure 2, there is, when it flips, both equatorial becomes axial. Carbon number 1 equatorial, it gets axial. Carbon number 2, the CCH3 equatorial, gets changes to axial. Here both projected, one is below the plane, another is projected above the plane, means opposite side of the general plane, so it is a trans. So in the trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane, the substituents, trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane, the methyl substituents are the substituents may be equatorial position or axial position. One flips to 2 and if we place the mirror, then this become a mirror image of this one, 1, 2. So the points we are going to discuss: optical isomerism, the trans 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexane. There is no plane of symmetry, and these are not equivalent. 1 and 4 not equivalent, 2 and 3 are not identical, so they are optically, as expected, they are optically active because there is no any symmetry, there is no any element symmetry. Conformation 1 and 3, similarly conformation 2 and 4 are enantiomers, and conformation 1 and 4 are diastereomers. Same, conformation 2 and 3 are diastereomers. Now relative stability of 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexane. Here, first of all, we are going to, when your trans isomers having axial, it's a very more interactions will be there, steric interactions, so that this structure becomes more less stable one. Both the methyl groups are in an axial position, and that's why here this 1,3 diaxial interaction, another 1,3 diaxial interaction, carbon number this CCS3 also shows the 1,3 diaxial, 1,3 diaxial interactions. So total becomes 4 1,3 diaxial interactions, and one interaction has a 0.9 kilocalorie. In another word, suppose the carbon number at the carbon number 1 CCS3, it is gauge to the carbon number 5 CCS3, again gauge to the carbon number C3, means 2 gauge interaction, that is this, like this. In another word, we can say this 1,3 diaxial interaction, and 1 gauge interaction is 0.9 kilocalorie per mole. So total interactions are 4 interactions. The energy becomes same here, 4 gauge interactions. The energy becomes 0.9 multiplied by 4 is 0.9, it's not 9, and total energy becomes 3.6 kilocalorie per mole. Now relative stability of cis and trans, relative stability of trans isomers 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexane. Here 1,2 di equatorial transform. Both methyl groups are equatorial position and they are in the transform. When it's a Newman projection like this, there is only one gauge interaction. Yeah. And because of these two equatorial methyl group, they produce one gauge interaction, and one gauge interaction is 0.9 kilocalorie per mole. So the energy of equatorial trans isomer has 0.9 kilocalorie per mole. Now, how the Newman projection of trans equatorial 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexane. Here, the carbon number 2 and carbon number 1 and 2, there is 2 methyl groups. At carbon number 1 is back to you, and back carbon is represented by the circle. 1 is attached to carbon number 2. At the carbon number 1, that is methyl group in a equatorial position, hydrogen and axial position. Carbon number 1 is attached to carbon number 2. It is represented by or denoted by the center of the circle. And at the carbon number 2, there is one equatorial methyl group and one axial hydrogen. 2 is attached to the carbon number 3. This is front side, so it is presented by dark line, and 3 is attached to the carbon number 4. So this front one is it should be a center of the circle. carbon number 4, and 4 is attached to the back carbon, that is represented by a circle. And the carbon number 4, there is 2 hydrogens, one axial and one equatorial. This carbon number 5 back to you, so represented by the circle, and 5 is attached to the carbon number 6, and the carbon number 5, 2 hydrogens, one is axial, another is equatorial, so 5 is attached to the carbon number 6 and 6 is attached to the carbon number 1. This become a Newman projection, and the Newman projection, this clearly indicates one gauge interaction between equatorial 1,2 trans dimethyl cyclohexane, and it has a 0.9 kilocalorie per mole. So the stability order of 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexane, which is more stable, either cis isomer is stable or trans isomer is stable. As we know, whenever the bulkier groups in the equatorial position, that will be always more stable because minimum interactions are there. And so trans 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexane equatorial there is only one gauge interaction, it has a 0.9 kilocalorie. And the another isomer, that is cis isomer, either axial equatorial or equatorial axial, there is 3 gauge interactions as we have discussed in earlier slide, and total energy becomes 2.7 kilocalorie per mole. Now another cis isomer, both the methyl groups are in an axial position, so interactions are more, gauge interactions are more, and 4 gauge interactions, so the 3.6 kilocalorie per mole. So relative stability of this stability order of this cis 1,2 dimethyl and trans 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexane, cis trans 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexane equatorial is more stable than the other. This is than the cis isomer, and cis isomer is more stable than trans axial dimethyl cyclohexane. Here we have finished the 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexane. Next slide we will see 1,3 and 1,4 dimethyl cyclohexane. Thank you.